Peasant Productions presents the math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Because it's always such an amusing question that people ask, how it works, what it is, how can it be possible that you have free will, but the gods know everything, okay? First of all, the gods don't know everything. Like I keep saying, enlightenment is being connected to everything. It is not a test score, okay? It's not getting, you know, the 25-mile marathon done and having nothing to do the rest of the day or something like that. Enlightenment is learning that you're always learning, okay? So the idea of free will is kind of an amusing thing to have to work with and think about. But before I get into that, I want to backtrack a little bit here as to why I can basically claim being the paradigm shift, okay? I'm the entity, the person that hit the recycling button on your planet, okay? What the planet is doing now, and you know, there's now confirmation out that Mexican tectonic plate cracked hugely. There's some people actually saying cracked in half. I don't know if it cracked that far or whatever, but I still have to research into it. But apparently, yes, there's evidence coming out from the USGS and multiple other sites that 8.2 that happened a little while back was extremely significant in that it actually cracked the tectonic plate. And a while back, in 2015, I talked about how, yes, it's turned on, the recycling engines are on, and I'm going to be pushing energy, and there's going to be energy being pushed towards the core to lift all the plates, to move things around. And basically, when things get done, the surface of the plant's going to be rearranged quite a bit. Continents are going to move. So there you have that. Now, the thing that I kind of have to point out is that I'm one of those people that, you know, yay high off the ground. I got thrown out of the Christian and Catholic churches. Why? Because I walked in and I said, why don't you teach what the Christ entity wants taught? And they're like, you know the Christ entity? It's like, yes, I know the Christ entity. The Christ entity is the sun up there, and it shines its light down on your planet. It is the life-giving energy and all of that. And they said, the man knows the real truth. You know, little kid, and he knows the real truth. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Boom, hey, Satan, kill this guy quick, okay, or whatever, you know. I was too honest and too truthful, and they immediately threw me out the door. I knew the right answers all the way back then. Throughout my life, you can go back and you can ask friend after, you know, quasi-friend, I guess I should say, people after people after people that have been in and around my life. I am always too honest, too truthful, too straightforward. I don't take time to lie. Two reasons for that. First off is that I walk with the gods, okay? I have that Revelation 2:17 mark here in my hand. I'm attached to my soul, and it literally says this guy walks with the gods all the time, 24 hours a day. He is always in contact with all of your saints and gods and spirits and whatever you want to say. Literally to the point where I hear humans thinking, because where does your thought originate? Oh yeah, it originates on the spiritual realm, folks. Okay, so all your thoughts start in the ether and get transmitted here. So yes, I can tune into anybody's thoughts, and more importantly, anybody who's making commentary or doing something derogatory or mean, or like the CIA, NSA, FBI going to try and, you know, even trap me or do something. YouTube, you know, they basically shut me down because I'm, you know, anti-corruption, you know. Quora is also, you know, doing the same thing. He's anti-corruption and telling the truth about stuff, and that's not good. We want PC answers. So there is this whole pattern of me being extremely honest and truthful. Okay. You get over here to this thing here. This Revelations 19:11. In all honesty, folks, I didn't read 1911 and ever make the connection back to Revelations until 2016. Yeah. Like I say, October, November, you know, I mean, this is, you know, literally, I've got my 2016 right there in the print, okay? You know, when I sat there, you know, wondering, you know, here we are, it's another Christmas season, the people are yipping and yapping and all that, and we're seeing all these things, so there's obviously all this, you know, revelations and end time stuff going on, and I'm saying, well, you know, how many people are going to live? I read 1911 and I'm suddenly going, oh my God, these all connect together. Like I say here, you know, the writer, that's the guy on there, not the horse, the guy, is called Faithful and True with justice. You know, I look at facts. I don't care if I have to change my opinion if the facts present it. I do care if somebody walks up and says, hey, Peter, you either shut up about all of our corruption or we're going to kill you. I might be very truthful and tell them, okay, fine. And for, you know, as soon as I'm out of his range, you know, realize, okay, I had my fingers crossed behind my back or whatever. It's a white lie, man. I told you that because I'm trying to save my butt. No problem. I'll edit stuff as I need to. I'll outthink, outfox anybody I want to. But all that comes back into this free will. I chose to go look at a random event that led me back to that 1911. I wasn't looking for that or anything to do with that. I was looking for something else, and I'm just reading down through that Bible book, okay? And you see, I say, you know, the free will effect, okay, what that is it's a supplied energy to a group and or a single individual. My OccupyISS, I'm one individual, folks. I have 58 years of using this energy and knowing what I can do and seeing what to do and manipulation stuff. So getting the Trump tweet, getting Microsoft to twist in favor of Linux, getting the United States government to say, yeah, you really do have the right to repair your own equipment and keep things running. You're not violating anything by doing so. You hack into it and you try and modify it to something other than, you know, say an emergency receiving device out of your cell phone or you know, getting it back to its, I think they stated, you know, you're basically taking it back to OEM. You can reset to default, okay? Other than that, no, then you're outside of any legal bounds of doing something, but the idea that you can make your piece of equipment operate isn't, okay? The fact that I got those three events in less than a year, and, you know, the Trump tweet, the entire military is going to suddenly shift gear and start worrying about there being a war zone up there. And I'm one man. Okay? Yes, a single individual can do a major function, a major change. I also created the International Space Station, which is what OccupyISS is a part of 35 years ago by writing a single-page letter. And that object involves the entire planet. It is not the single ownership of the United States. Okay? So that is why I say I have the legal right to actually try and take over that, to try and save these people on the planet, because it does not belong to any one specific religion, specific group, one specific country, one specific government. You know, I'm sorry, it's designed, created, and the entire effect I put together in my Math of ESP stuff there, my miracle, the International Space Station, which is needed now to try and help me further what I want to do, had the energy and the impetus to do that. Okay. Now, at the same point in time, the energy of a group, okay, you look at how much stuff is up about the end times, whether you're Native American, you're the Bible, Christianity, Catholicism, the Jews, or the Muslim, you know, Islam, whether you're Hindus, you name it. You know, everybody is squawking loudly of the end time prophecies. What are you doing? You are supplying energy as a group to your end times, okay? So that's why I say what's going on right now, whether it's been building for thousands of years, Because how old are most of these religions out there? Yeah, they're thousands of years old, and they are carrying on the traditions behind them. That's why I say you need to stop and really think in where your energy is going, what the flow is, what the pattern is, what you actually honor. Like I say, this town, their church is it was a circus act in 1632, 100% circus act. It's admitted. I photographed it last year. I'm going to put the post up pretty soon about that. I can do my expose. It doesn't matter anymore. The entire thing was a circus act. It is 100% sanctified, blessed and sanctified by the Vatican, to the point a pope visited here. And it's a circus act, and they waited 100 years so that all witnesses to that circus act would logically be dead, and then they sanctified it. A circus act, folks, brought to you by the Romans, who definitely tell you about bread and circuses. Even the idea of, like, say, my internet, instead of a Chinese group putting an artificial moon up there to light a city that might not be there anymore in a while, the infrastructure needed to communicate to that satellite is gone. Maybe they should be thinking about getting an internet system up in space that isn't censored because they're China, but is simply up there because nobody, whether they're China or America or South America or Europe or Africa or any other part of Asia, Russia, you point your finger somewhere. Where isn't there problems going on right now? Where isn't there weather problems going on? And all of a sudden, you make a mass move. It was called an answer crystal, a little thing like this. No, I'm not going to waste the time just demonstrating it on camera, okay? You want to know how to use one of these things, pick up any object, I don't care if it's your favorite cross or anything else, and hold your arm, hold it in your arm as steady as possible, and see if you can make the thing circle, okay? I have put these things on tripods and hung them underneath tripods and shown people that they can just as easily work. I'm standing here talking, so there's no way this crystal is going to stop moving in the first place unless it really decides to. And I asked the crystal a little bit ago a question, and literally it refused to do anything. It would not say yes, it would not say no. Why? Because what I had asked was dependent on people making a snap decision at some point in time in the future. Your predictions, whether it's, again, like I was saying, whether it is Bible and those four churches, the Hindus, the Sikhs, whoever, wherever, why-ever, natives, and all of that, basically you are basing it on the demographics of your given group, okay? What you, as a mass, will move your energy towards is how you get your results. That's why your New Age groups are very much into each one being separated, even though they're all screaming, we have to unify, but my group's better than that group. I OccupyISS. Hey, I'll work with everybody anywhere, as long as you're not getting in my face doing something that is detrimental to what I'm trying to achieve. That's all. So that's why I say you need to stop, think about it. You need to understand that free will exists, because until the moment actually arrives, you're not going to know whether you're going to go for the ice cream cone. Shall I get vanilla or chocolate? You might have a mile from your house to the ice cream store that you want to get, and as you're walking across, you're deciding, man, I love both flavors. Which one am I in the mood for today? And when you get there, you decide the chocolate looks better or the vanilla looks better. And you have made a free will choice that the gods can't decide for you if they've given you free will. I chose to marry the woman who ended up giving me this a step shoulder indirectly by the United States government trying to shut me up about knowing something of corruption that I wasn't supposed to know. So that's why I say you need to stop and even think about the fact that, yes, I am a total paradigm shift, and they're also not aware of how much free will is involved when they're here trying to convert semi-free public masses into slaves.